Hello. So I've just spent a week in Europe, about 50 meetings, mainly in the precious metal space, but some government and a lot of other suppliers of metal all around the world, resellers of material. This tariff thing, this movement of metal from London primarily to the United States, people did not see this coming, and a lot of people still do not understand what's happening. If you've been following my posts over the last 2 weeks, obviously I just joined X 2 Fridays ago. I've been talking about a lot of things that are happening. There's repatriation of gold occurring. Basically, China has been pulling gold for quite some time. It's been obvious. You've seen Trump repeatedly warn BRICS not to back a new currency. What he hasn't said is back it with what? Here we are, and now tariffs, the threat of tariffs, EFPs have risen, exchange for physical. And so the banks are moving the material to the U.S. And so there's great cover right now that the only reason that it's happening is tariffs. But it actually seems like Trump is countering the Chinese. He's bringing gold to the U.S. These stockpiles that are coming, that are just look at the charts, guys. This isn't hype. Look at the charts. The stock supplies of gold is really growing here. It's still coming. Met with a number of armed transport people. It's not stopping. So we've seen tariffs hit just yesterday, 25% to strategic partners. I view this as is Trump needing to get the neighbors of the United States get their crap together before the next phase. I personally think we're going to have a two-world system, Axis and allies, before a new kickoff of a two-world economy and what could end up turning into a kinetic war. So we're entering a new phase rapidly. There is complete new leadership at the United States. This is not the U.S. Of the past. You could argue that this second term of Trump is not the same as the first. He talks about it being a golden age. We're not really sure what that means, but the word gold is in it. And now we're seeing insane amount of gold coming in to the U.S. Is that going to stop? What's going to happen? Obviously, tariffs on Mexico and Canada, which are critical suppliers. I don't think Trump's an idiot. I do believe he's got the best interests of the U.S. at hand. He's going to figure out how to get critical minerals into the United States that we need, whether that be for monetary reasons or strategic military reasons, etc. So this is going to be interesting. This is case by case. Again, I don't think people know what's coming. They're not aware. The foreign governments had no idea what's going on. Central bankers that were unaware of the threat of tariffs even being real. Again, I had some of those conversations. So just this past week. So I'm on a flight back to the States right now. It's going to be strap in next week immediately. So I'm trying to get as much rest as I can, get back onto American time zone, and see what's going to happen here in the coming weeks. It's going to be rowdy. There could be a lot of volatility in precious metals. We're going to probably hit supply shocks. Not a lot of people are talking about that. But if suddenly, with Mexico, 47% supplier to the United States is essentially done for now. Canada is about 12%, I believe. So you're talking more than 50, almost 60%, right around there. Where's that silver going to come from? So you're talking about supply disruptions, movement of metal all over the world. There's going to be shortages. So right now, the coin dealers, as I've mentioned, they're facing higher carry costs. So the banks are charging way more money for them to repo their metal or basically finance it for them. That's because the banks want all the metal. So what's happening is people are liquidating their gold in particular, but also silver, but gold in particular is people are paying in excess of 10 to 15%. It'll be an interesting ride here as they're essentially dumping their material, which they're going to want, they're going to need, and frankly, retail has not awakened. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Does the retail investor understand the importance of gold and silver as a tier one asset? Look, I personally have some Bitcoin. I've had it longer than Michael Saylor. I've actually held it as a treasury asset as well, longer than Michael Saylor has. I like it, but never go maxi on anything. And people have forgotten how important gold is in the world. And I think we're going to find out this decade what's coming. Thanks.